Last week, I shared some ideas about developing mental toughness in your sales enablement practice and offered some resources that I've personally found helpful over the years. In this newsletter, as a follow-up, I want to focus on another way to reduce stress and improve outcomes by avoiding misalignments, misunderstandings, political tensions, and especially the stress of not producing the expected outcomes. I'll disclaim this by saying that it's never possible to completely eliminate these tensions, at least not as long as we work with other humans and in an uncertain and ever-changing business environment. But while we can't eliminate these tensions, we can significantly reduce them. The rest requires that we have or develop a certain amount of ambiguity tolerance. I won't go more into that in this video, but I will drop in some links to resources that I hope you'll find helpful. For now, let's go back to the steps you can take to minimize misalignments and get the best possible results. It starts with a Sales Enablement Charter. The charter is a document, but it's the process you go through to create it that provides the real value. Why are you starting or evolving your sales enablement function? How will you define sales enablement? Who is going to do what? Who are the internal stakeholders for enablement? Who will your cross-functional collaborators be? Which functions, which roles, which people? And then, who owns what and who supports it? How will this work be done and to what level? And how will it be reported on to this group and the sales leader and execs? Getting your charter right and making it a living document and ongoing process is one of the best things you can do to create clarity and reduce tensions. Next up is conducting a situation assessment on your sales force. This is an assessment of the current state and desired future state using the CoinOp framework, challenges, opportunities, impacts, needs, outcomes, and the priority of those needs and outcomes. It includes a gap analysis between the states to identify what it will take to close the gap and reach the desired future state, and an impact analysis to create a compelling business case. A situation assessment is done this way, and it's very clarifying with you and your other leaders in the organization. Then you can conduct a gap analysis of the building blocks of sales enablement and the sales systems, rating each on a 10-point scale. As with the situation assessment, you should identify where you are today on that scale for each block and where you should be based on the situation assessment you just completed. In other words, you are reviewing, rating, and prioritizing the building blocks based on what you need to do to get the results your senior leaders want. The next two things dovetail, so I'll mention them together. It's conducting a force field analysis of the work you've just done, the situation assessment and the building blocks gap analysis, with the goal of creating a sales enablement plan that will reduce or eliminate the forces that are hindering your progress and maximize or add forces that are pushing you forward toward your desired future state. This will produce an aligned sales enablement plan that will deliver the results your sales leader needs and wants. And by involving your other charter partners and stakeholders on the journey, you'll create clarity, maximize buy-in, and have the best possible chance of delivering those results. And that is how you can take control as much as possible while reducing negative stress on yourself. If you layer this process with the advice from last time on developing mental toughness and explore the resources I'm sharing here on developing ambiguity tolerance, you will be taking care of yourself as well as producing outstanding organizational results. Well, that's it for this newsletter, enablers. I hope it helps. And as always, stay the course and make an impact with enablement.